Hi, today I want to talk about a book called Dissociative Identity Disorder Sourcebook, and it is done by Deborah Bray Haddock. And her book is filled with tons and tons of activities and understanding of DID. So I'm going to kind of give you a little bit about that. Um, First, I'll read a short part out of this so you can hear this first. As children, individuals with DID learn to form relationships with others by being very pleasing or by becoming high achievers. Many learn to anticipate the needs of others and develop a caretaking style. As adults, they may continue to play whatever role was most successful in childhood. Adults with DID are very skilled at assessing their surroundings and becoming whatever they believe is expected of them to please others, which creates the illusion of being close to others. So that was one of the things out of her book I found useful. In this book, you will find many different things that I found to be helpful in our daily lives. One is performing daily roles and functioning. uh, Talks about self-punishment and reenactment of abuse, talks about creating safety. It also has a questionnaire for reflection, which is like 2 or 3 pages long. In the book, it also talks about the difference between BPD and DID, which I found really useful. And there's a whole chapter on that. Um, let's see here. It talks about the reflection on switching issues, struggling with switching, and about switching. It also gives tests. Um, it talks about the experience scale through DES. It also talks about the questionnaire for SDQ/20. And there's a pretty thick chapter about that on here. It also talks about Colin Ross and DDIS. And that chapter has a lot in it that I found really helpful. It also talks about trauma, therapists, very similar to Ross's work, which that's why I liked the book so much. And I'll give a screenshot of it after we're done here. It talks about spontaneous fusion and integration. It talks about co-consciousness. Um, it also talks about the defenses in alters, which is something I deal with mine, that some alters can be very defensive and untrustworthy, and that's a big issue in some of our lives. It also talks about disassociation and the pain that it can cause. The thing that I found personally with my DID is I work so hard at it because how do I put this gently? My time's getting cut short. But what do I mean by that is that because my body has been in this hypertensive state for so long, and the switching and the dissociative spells and the time missing, my body is deteriorating from it. Um, when your body is in that hyper flight to flight mode for so long, somatic symptoms actually become real symptoms. So I got the start of degenerative, fibromyalgia, thyroid issues, PCOS, all these things from my body switching constantly, my heart rate changing, my body temperature changing. So that's why I work so hard at this. But anyway, there's also in this book a lot of homework stuff, which I found really useful. Things you can fill out and work on, which is really cool. They even have a section for spouses in this book, which I thought was really neat. And it even gives a questionnaire to the spouses. So I thought that really useful. I'm going to switch the phone over so you can have a screenshot of the book and you can decide if you want to check it out. And there you go. All right, loves.